Okay, it's fine. Everything is fine. It's all fine. It's all totally fine and okay. I know y'all can't see my screen. It is intentional. Okay, so I am live. Perfect. No, I booted the wrong... Okay, give me a second. I know you can't see anything. It's because I'm turning on my main rig. Honestly, I could have had stream on for the past like 10 minutes. But that would be smart, and I'm like allergic to that. I'm doing pretty well, Rexpor. The Macedonian Youth Chess Championships start tomorrow. And my little brother's playing, and another kid from my club's playing, and a few other kids from my city are playing. So I've been kind of busy getting ready for that. Then there was a birthday and an anniversary, and it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Pretty good. So all good things. You coaching or something cringe like that? Well, if you put it that way, then no. But if you say, are you coaching or something based like that, then in that case, yes, I am coaching. Because I only coach in like a based way, you know what I mean? I don't coach cringe like some people I know. I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna make a call out post on twitter.com, but okay, now when I click this button, you should be able to see my chest thing. Up. Dox myself. That's probably not a problem. It's all fine. Yeah, you could see it now. I found a new bit. Oh, please share it. Is it a big tournament? Well, it's the Youth Chess Championships for Macedonia. So the winner goes to the World Youth Chess Championships, right? So I would say it's pretty big. It's big for the country. It's not like big in an international sense, but it's a big deal. How strong is my little brother? Is he 2000 on chess.com? 2100, something like that. He's pretty strong. Last year he got a podium placement, so you seen I'm Alex Allegations? Yes. I talk about everything like a boomer would talk about sports. Wow, yeah. Okay. Hello, Callum. Yeah. So we're hoping for a repeat performance this year, but we'll see. The competition is a lot more rough than it was. Because last year he was in under 14, and this year he graduated up to under 16. So he's no longer the older half of the category, he's the younger half, if that makes sense. So it's going to be, what's the highest seed? 1880, something like that. FIDE, of course. I'll actually check for you right now. It's, whoa, weird position. There. I think 1880. 1875. And the top seed, the 1875, is a kid that he's beaten before multiple times. So he's got decent chances. Again, for me, if you want my opinion is that for him, a large part of it is psychological. If we can successfully navigate the psychological aspect of it, then I think he has very good chances. My little brother, who's playing in the Macedonian Youth Chess Championships, which are taking place tomorrow. Well, they're starting tomorrow. It's going to be over the next week. Wish him luck. Thank you. I'll keep you all updated in the Discord server if you care, which I don't know if you care. Boom. That's excellent, Void. Wonderful. I will make sure to not pass along that message. See, the problem is, right? I am his older brother. So as his older brother, I do want to do a little trolling. However, as his coach, I want him to have success. So I'm conflicted between the two right now. And currently, coach is winning. Usually all for hearing out both sides, but honestly, unless all the screenshots of videos and voicemail got faked, it's Jover for Alex. Well, yeah, but haven't we heard out his side? And he was like, fake news, and it was like a bad response. It's been a while, and I didn't finish looking into it. I saw a bunch of it, but either way, it seems like a pretty bad situation. Okay, there was some drama with a guy who nobody likes. And so now people have a reason not to like him, and everybody's celebrating, except for the people who aren't, because it seems like actually a really terrible situation. Boom. How's that for a summary? That was the worst summary ever. Okay. Thanks. I was confused. Well, now you aren't. You're welcome. I don't keep up with drama. I usually don't either. I saw that one and I was like, okay. I was doing something brainless that didn't require any mental activity, and so I was like, okay, this could go on in the background, and it did. Plus, you know, I have to make sure that I know what's going on, so when Rexpor asks me about it, I can give a educated answer, you know? Like I said, unless all that was fake, it's pretty likely. Which, that's just horrible. No, that's just really terrible. Again, like, best case scenario, it's a terrible situation for everyone involved. Okay, now this part was left out in the summary. Yeah. My summary was kind of a meme. There's a lot of lore to this one. And most of it is highly unfortunate. It's a pretty terrible situation. Most drama ends up being bad? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's why it's called drama, right? But still. How do I write violence? Well, first off, you spell right correctly. You chose the wrong right. Which, I know two wrongs don't make a right. But also, W doesn't make a right either. That the GHT doesn't make a right either. So. There's also this very funny bit where he cancels plans with her to go watch Star Wars. That's out of pocket. Yeah, there's a bit of a difference between oopsie I fumbled because I'm a little awkward and oopsie I fumbled because I was abusive. I think I can safely draw a distinction between those two. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, you're better than most of us in that case, Callum. Oopsie, I found because I verbally and physically. Yeah, no, that's just... It's just terrible. On the interweb. See. I have talked to women in real life. I just don't do it in a romantic context. I just talk to people because I like talking to people. Hmm. I hate that that's a flex. It says a lot about the current state of society. Emphasis on the sussy. I look arrogant because I ignore all surroundings. Clearly, we all are very intelligent and are doing this and are approaching this in the best way possible. Yeah, we absolutely can, Rexport. that is a yes. That would be a yuppers out of 10 for me. Ah, true. I forgot about that. Yeah. One says I'm intelligent. Well, I was being sarcastic, but you know. Hello, Jim bro. Oh, it's main one. I'm really bad at chess. Okay. One more. Got 2 new bands I like also. On a more positive note, that is a more positive note. I mean, it doesn't take much to be a more positive note than what we were just discussing. Ah, don't like this. You're supposed to be super GM. I am, but you know, some days it's just, you know, I don't activate. How are you so poo-poo in 960? I'm not. I'm just tired, uncaffeinated, and not paying full attention because I'm rusty. Or I'm just coping and I'm actually garbage. That is for you to decide. Ooh, he got roasted. See? I don't even have to roast my own chatters. I have other chatters roasting my chatters. That is called a supportive community. As in, everyone else supports me to each other's detriment. Yes, next question. Belarusian post-punk. Sounds interesting. Yeah, so much better. Hospital bracelet. Or bracelet. Is that a misspelling of bracelet or is it actually bracelet? Because it's equally likely. It is equally likely that you typoed and that's actually their name. Emo band that broke up after all allegations. Doesn't that not narrow it down at all? Isn't that like every emo band? Misspelling? Okay. You can never know. Alco, teach me the secrets of the Alakine defense. Why? Why when you could just play a good opening? Also, did I just not take a rook that was free? Yeah, no, I'm very bad. Oh, it was a female-fronted Midwest emo band? Oh. So you meant female manipulator as in a manipulator who is female, not a manipulator of females. Okay, the wording was kind of ambiguous. Okay. Yeah. So I'm undefeated by every GM except Caden Trough, but here we are. Exactly. How can someone be considered a manipulator when they manipulate others? I mean, that might be a dumb answer, but if I'm being honest, I don't fully understand the question. By manipulating what he said, but better because I want to say it. How can you manipulate someone when the other person makes the choice? Lying, gaslighting, charm. There's a lot of ways. There are a great many ways of manipulating people. Those are only suggestions, no? You see, while with some interpretation you could be considered technically right, the issue is that humans are very susceptible to psychological suggestions, right? And so what you could call a suggestion really is much more harmful than that. I like how I know exactly what you're talking about, Rexpor. I think that says a lot. Good on you, Jimbo. See, y'all are just behind the curve. I have already decided. I have already made myself content with being forever alone, and so there's no downside. There's no losing. No, I don't. You see, here's the thing. I don't think that's a fair representation of it, Void. Unless you're like playing devil's advocate for the sake of devil's advocate, that really is a harmful perspective because the malicious actions of others can absolutely cause a ton of harm to everybody. Wait, where's your queen? What queen? I just said that I'm going to be alone forever and that I don't need no woman. Okay, I'm just, I'm just proving my point. But I can't give credit to the one with malicious intent. You absolutely can and should in a lot of cases. Again, there's a difference. There is a line where at some point you say, okay, you shouldn't have been that trusting or giving him another chance. But also, this stuff is really hard on you mentally. I don't think you understand psychologically how susceptible people are to this sort of stuff. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's easy in the sense that it doesn't take a lot to do it. I have a dream. This is true. This is true that MLK, that I'm sure that's what MLK was talking about. 100% chance that was what MLK was talking about, because truly I do know how to make someone do something, but wouldn't call manipulation just make him want to do it, and he still got a choice to or not to. I'm confused. What's your point? Whoa, okay, Rexbor. I mean, you can't be saying that sort of stuff around here, okay? You can't say that in public. That is for the group chat. Yeah, Void, I really don't think you get it. I don't think, I mean, I'm unsure how to word this because I did not expect this to be something that I felt pushback on. I'm not saying it's a problem, but I really did not expect manipulation bad to be a source of pushback. We have fun here? We do. This is true. I do get what you say, I just can't really accept how you view it. So, so by that logic, if my grandmother gets a scam phone call by a guy AI impersonating my voice, the guy scamming my grandmother did nothing wrong. This is a legitimate question. I'm not trying to strawman you. That sounds to me like what the point you're making is, and it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm deliberately giving a very extreme example. Gotta respect the hustle. No. Yeah, nope, sorry. That was a skill issue on my grandma's part. What you gotta do? What you gonna do? It's just... good, right? Is a scam considered theft? Well, I mean, yeah. But is your point that you can't be scammed out of anything non-physical? Falling for it is a choice? Falling for it is a choice. Okay. That's objectively false. Believing a lie that you don't know is a lie is not a choice. Now, ultimately, I agree. The solution, by and large, should be education and helping people, right? Yes, you absolutely can blame the one who tricked you because they were trying to trick you. That's not right. That is immoral. That's like saying if someone tried to shoot me and I didn't dodge the bullet, it's my fault for not dodging the bullet. Which, I mean, it is, but I'm just making a point. But what if moral is subjective? Well, I've already made my stance on that pretty clear, which is that I really don't believe in moral subjectivity, and I don't like it as a philosophical system. No, that's murder. It's different. No, it's not. What if... No, it's not different. It's not. It's worse, but it's not different. Morality isn't subjective. That's a very deep philosophical point with a lot of arguments in both directions. It's not different. You can't blame the people who were the target of maliciousness, of malice. That's not right. Murder, you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice in many other circumstances as well. Murder's not the only one. That's my point. That's my point. I know, that's something I didn't expect. I really think you're overestimating how much choice people have in issues of that's what I'm looking for. Of manipulation. I really don't think you understand it. Because a lot of the times, when it comes to relationships specifically, I'm going to give a very easy example. People have a lot of societal pressures on them to succeed in a relationship. Right? Or in older times, you had pressures as a woman not to get divorced, right? And so in that case, if you were being abused, you really didn't have as much of a choice. We must also not forget that morality is also influenced by cultural norms, so it varies and it supports some sort of subjective morality. I disagree with that statement. Morals obviously do vary from culture to culture, but that doesn't mean that the objective morals themselves vary. Different cultures can also just be wrong in different ways. Just because I think objective morals exist doesn't mean I think I know them, if that makes sense. You don't have to know they exist for them to exist. You don't have to be aware of what they are for them to exist, necessarily. I strongly believe objective morality exists. And I'm trying to work my way through it and figure it out to the best of my ability. But I do not have it yet. Not 100%. And so saying that people have differing opinions, therefore it's unknown, is like saying some people think the earth is flat, so therefore we don't know what shape the earth is. That's not what that means. Some people can be wrong. Or even something goofier like what's a more before the 20th century, they didn't know what quantum mechanics were, so quantum mechanics didn't exist, which is a pretty funny example because, you know, quantum phenomenon in observation and all that, but that's beside the point. Moon is made of cheese, literally. Most cultures kind of agree murder is bad. Well, yeah, but even if they didn't, that doesn't make murder not bad. The whole point of an objective truth is it exists outside of people knowing it or agreeing upon it, right? If you needed people to agree on an objective truth, then it's not an objective truth. It's just public sentiment. Natural law is a different sort of thing. And natural law is law, not morality. I think there's a big difference. Law and morality are two completely separate topics. I'm not going to say they're unrelated, but they're separate. There's no, like, necessary, oh, it's legal, therefore it's moral. Let me cook? Never. Because natural law is inherently tied to morality? I disagree. How do you mean? Or do you mean natural law? I don't know. I don't agree with that statement. Manipulation is terrible. It really is horrible. Because again, I would agree with you if humans were more resistant to manipulation than they are. Humans are really, really bad at dealing with psychological tactics. We're really terrible at it. Just awful. And so that's, again, it's a weakness in our, or weakness. It is, I guess weakness might be the right word. I don't know how to describe it. It is an exploit in our neural development, right? It's like punching someone in the throat, killing them, you know? Just saying, oh, well, you should have had a tougher throat isn't right, you know what I mean? It is a fundamental weakness in the human physiology that if you get punched in the throat, you die. Yeah, morals, because it comes from the idea that there's an objective set of tenets that are moral. Then I might be wrong on what natural law is. I might be confused. It's entirely possible I had an incorrect definition of natural law. Yeah, but morals are related to our consciousness in genetic forms. Since it's still a mystery, we still do not have a theoretical engine of morality. Debates exist until science progresses more. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That's not an argument of in favor of it not existing. That's an argument in favor of us not knowing it, which is two different points. We don't have to know about something for it to exist. By most philosophical metrics. Again, there are philosophical trains of thought that, you know, say, you know, but I don't subscribe to any of those. We didn't know about plants millions of years ago. That doesn't mean they didn't exist. That's my point. So our lack of knowledge on a topic doesn't mean the topic doesn't exist and that the subject of said topic doesn't exist. It's different from morals, though? I don't think so. Not objective morals. Again, there are many philosophical trains of thought which argue that objective morals don't exist. I don't like them, but they do exist, and there's a lot of tenets. There's a lot of people who believe that. So it's not moral objectivity is not something that is universally agreed upon to exist. However, if we're assuming objective morality exists, the definition of objective morality is that which exists outside of us knowing it and having an influence on it. It's objective. It's from an outside perspective. So who cares if we know it or not? It doesn't matter. I could say there is an objective perfect sandwich, and that doesn't matter. That's not different than anything else being objective. The word objective in this case means that it exists outside of us knowing it. Sartre, sorry, it was in favor of subjective morals. Individuals create their own values through their choices. Yeah, and that is a self-consistent and I'm not going to say popular. Popular might be the right word. Popular philosophical viewpoint. Not one I agree with, and one that I really dislike. However, it is a very well-established viewpoint. The problem is that as soon as we move anything into the world of moral relativism, it doesn't matter because anything goes. Yeah. I think it was Dvorsky. No, not Dvorsky. Dostoevsky. Sorry. Too much chess. Doesn't Dostoevsky say that if no God exists, then anything goes? If God does not exist, everything is permissible. That's Dostoevsky. Which is, I agree with that. That is my viewpoint on it. Big God stand that one? True. I'm pretty sure that's a Dostoevsky quote. I knew because I just heard someone else talk about it and quote that line from Dostoevsky. 96, 93. Okay. Can you repeat that quote? If God does not exist, everything is permissible. And that's Dostoevsky. And it's probably translated from Russian, so there are probably other wordings. More fear? What do you mean? Can people have different levels of what they think is moral? Yeah, but mostly everyone has the same belief in morality, but just different levels on how much they think it is. That's not true. That's really objectively false. Many people disagree on some basic things of what's moral and what's not moral. There is not a meaningful consensus on morality that I know of. Not cross-culturally. Which is part of the problem. Con Sicilian. Well, Taimano, that's transposed into a con, right? Okay. So playing it like a dragon. The problem is that black has not wasted tempo on d6. But on the other hand, the bishop's on a worse square. So it's ups and downs. We can't even all agree that manipulation is bad in this chat. Exactly. Literally. Very good point. We literally cannot agree if psychological, intentional knowing, targeted psychological manipulation is bad. Right? And I feel like most people would list that as a very core and easily agreed upon tenet. Right? That feels pretty incontroversial. Now, obviously it isn't, and that's my point, but, you know. I'm not saying it's bad. You're not saying it's not bad. It's going to be very difficult for you to make a statement following that up, Void, which will make you sound better. No. I know you're not saying it's not bad. You're saying it should not be blamed. I don't even know what you're saying. I'm going to be honest. I tried to summarize and then I realized I had no idea where I was going. I'm bad at expressing my opinions through words, so shut up. No reason for that. That's not a what. If the only people who spoke were people who could well express themselves via language, then we would all be mute. The blame shouldn't go for the manipulator. Okay, well that's just as bad. No offense, Void, but from my philosophical viewpoint, that's just as bad, and maybe even worse. Because in that case, you imply that people shouldn't be blamed for bad things that they do. Which is even worse. If you're in favor of utilitarianism, I hate utilitarianism. I don't like utilitarianism at all. Because utilitarianism has a base level assumption that we know what's going to be good for us long term. I understand and like the occasional utilitarian argument, but I don't like utilitarianism as a philosophy. I think it's deeply flawed and leads you to really terrible places. You fall for it, it's your fault. I got manipulated many times. Was it my fault? According to Void, yes. For my game, I'll show you a game that has made it hard for me to sleep multiple nights because I missed an easy move and I played too quick. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Utilitarianism used for argument, opinion rejected. No, utilitarianism is nice for individual arguments because it does have, ironically, utility. However, it's not a viewpoint that I think is self-sufficient. I know it doesn't make sense, but I just can't really explain it properly in English. I understand. Don't worry. This sort of stuff is very difficult because any sort of really deep philosophical discussion inevitably goes towards really precise definitions. And so if you're not speaking in a language that you're extremely comfortable in, and that's often if it's not your first language, you have a difficult time keeping up with and using those very precise definitions. I have a ton of problems with that in Macedonian. Huge problems. You're now breathing manually? No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. You can't tell me what I am and amped doing, okay? English is my third, so I struggle a bit. Exactly. I completely understand. Don't worry. English is a terrible language. Joke's on you, I'm suffocating. Exactly. Cogniohazard. You were close. Cogniohazard. At least that's the term I heard for it. I'm just bad at putting my thoughts into words. It takes practice. For one, it takes practice. And two, it's much harder over text. Lacking the ability to express more complex thoughts via intonation and cadence is something that really hurts. Especially in a language like English, which is very bad at getting intonation clear over text. English is very tonally ambiguous in written form. And that's not your fault. Simple thoughts. I'm telling you, part of the problem is that English is ambiguous in written form. But also, it's a skill. Ooh. Inarticulate. Exactly. Just keep trying. The amount of times I made a fool of myself here is too many, but you definitely improve through it. That's number one. Number two, reading is also helpful because then you get a larger vocabulary with which to express yourself. Oh, that's nice. Rook DG1. Rook DG1 is so cool. Look at that. It's just saying you have nothing. I gave you a queen for a piece, but you still can't stop the checkmate. That's based. Okay, stupid question. What happens if he plays this? No, it's still checkmate. Gosh. I should visit 200 streams to tell everyone that they are breathing manually. You should. Get that practice in. Rook back takes? Yeah, well. That's pretty. Oh, this is a nice game. I see why he showed it off. Opening's a little funky. I like how he had to take on g7 after king takes g7, check, rook, or king f7. It's triple zeros pretty much. We don't care about opening at this level. I care. And he sacrifices the rook. True. Factual statement. But all the bad points you made fade, and all that remains is the times you were based. True. True. I mean, look at Gandhi. You know how many cringe things Gandhi did? And how many terrible takes Gandhi had? Nobody remembers Gandhi for his bad takes. Nobody remembers Gandhi for how he treated Africans and what he thought of Africans. Nope. You're at a higher level though? Not that much higher. Poor Gandhi? What do you mean poor Gandhi? He's one of the most frequently venerated humans in human history. My point was exactly the opposite of poor Gandhi. Boy, Gandhi was forgotten. I don't think he was ever forgotten. I think he's I think he's doing pretty okay for himself. Daria? Interesting. What would be your second language in that case? Is it another international language like French, or does Morocco also like Africa? French. I was right. I knew it was going to be French. I was right. That is a perfect example of when you regret saying something as soon as you've said it. I've said a lot of dumb stuff. Exactly, Rexpor. We were colonized by France? Yeah. So sorry. Pretty terrible place to be. Oh, that's a really pretty checkmate. Look at that geometry. Although, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have played Rook A7 just because I think this is even prettier. Because look at that. Isn't that just aesthetically pleasing? Also, that's a true story. I know it's a true story. That's why I used Gandhi as an example. He's a very easy example. He had a lot of really terrible stuff. Look at that. It's just, oh. Oh. When have you seen a checkmate like that before? Yeah, because it's just prettier. You have the same brain. Well, can I have mine back, please? Because I'm losing Elo like terrible. Can I have a turn with the brain? Also, send me the game. Mom said it's my turn with the brain cell. Mm. Okay, let's see what we're dealing with here. A terrible game. Okay, a Sicilian. Sure. Okay, Nydorf. That band you like, I enjoy them in a far more profound and meaningful way than you. Wow. That's just, wow. Harsh. Sicilian? That's exactly what I'm saying. Wow, Rexport. Why you gotta be like that? Also, that reminds me. For a newsletter, I submitted, they do a thing where they do like, what 12 songs would you bring with you to a desert island if you could only bring 12 songs? And so I thought about it, and in hindsight, I probably could have included a rap song or two, because there probably are some that I would want to see. However, Nydorf's sick. Such a cool opening. Mozart, basic, lame. No. Anyone says they like BCNR more than me, but do you have a cover of their album tattooed on your skin? Exactly. That's the easiest flex for like all three people who would brag about liking BCNR instead of just crying to the music in their bedroom late at night and then never mentioning that they listen to them. So I put, just give me answer from a therapist. So I put Dancing Circles from Lahai, Concord, Giorgio by Marauder, which is, you know, Ram, Etched Head Plate, Relay Scattering, Jumpsuit, Moon Song, Opus 17, Don't You Worry About Me, Mr. Tanner, Love Song by The Cure, Invisible Man by Marua, and then Razor Up by Deadmau5. I'll not tolerate Mozart hate. Too late. Can't do anything about it. Suck up. Hey, they have like 500,000 monthly listeners. One of them has to be my soulmate. I really hope that math is correct, because in that case, I have hope. Also, I thought they had way more than 5. Oh no, I guess 500 good. Georgia is so good. It's such a good song, man. That's such a good song. Like, knocks the album up like 4 whole points or something. It's crazy. E5, knight f3. Okay. Okay. Normal Nydorf stuff. It fluctuates. Right. I listen to whatever songs get me the girls. Based. Yeah, I have a Panic at the Disco CD. Well, that's a little bit old school. But I guess it would work for girls my age, right? I have no idea. I have no idea. I just listen to music that I like. Knight f3 I hate playing against because it allows knight g5. Okay. Yeah, literally Rexport. Literally, I completely agree. This huge gap. Such a good song. They were cooking out of their minds. Okay. So far, so good. Very standard stuff. Right? Okay, so this might be a stupid question. What is the purpose of b5 in this position? Like, obviously it's not a bad move, and I know you play it a lot in the Nydorf, but I don't understand it, so walk me through it. Why do we play b5 here? They did. They did. That song's a journey. It's a plan in the Nydorf, but yeah, but why? Is it to play b4? b5, b4? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I know the computer recommended it, but h6 looks so natural. Right. But h6 looks so natural. Because he plays h4 so he can play knight g5, right? And you just said before you worried about knight g5. And also this prevents bishop g5, which is nice because you're fighting for the square, right? So preventing the bishop from being able to contest this square is good. But it's good to allow the trade? To open the F file? Yeah, but what if he plays bishop g5? I was considering bishop g5 as much as knight g5. And then also takes here. It's a song you in particular would like. Should I interpret that as a compliment? I know you said it's a compliment and an insult, but what should I interpret it as? My brain is too simple to have it as both. My brain too smooth. And I don't care, bishop pair. Okay, fair enough. Fair play, fair play. Again, I was asking. That's a reasonable response. Hey, local. Did you decide if you're using Streamlabs or Streamlabs OBS? Or Streamlabs or just regular OBS? I love bishop takes f6 actually. G takes f6. Okay, fair enough. Schrodinger's statement. True. Knight g5, b4. Knight takes, f takes. Okay, right. Makes sense. I understand. I get it. I don't know much Najdorf theory. No, I wasn't asking for theory. I don't know any Najdorf theory either. I was asking about the idea. But you knew the idea and it makes sense to me, so I'm okay. It was a question. I legit didn't know the answer before I asked the question. That's why I asked the question. But I'm satisfied. And I mean, what you said happened, and again, b4 makes sense as a plan. And he didn't play this first, and he took first, which means his knight can't get to the center. You've also got this nice central mass. The f-file being open is nice. Bishop creates a weakness. Makes sense. Ask me, the expert? No. This I hate. Why does this move? It creates a huge gaping hole here on g5. I don't like this at all. This I don't care for. Knight g5 aside, I don't understand. Why are we playing this? So currently PCNR of 430. One of them, please. Just one of them. All I need is one. Check d5. d5 looks fantastic. d5 looks fantastic. I would love to play d5. Yeah, I tried both programs. I tried OBS and Streamlabs. I chose Streamlabs because OBS is a little more complicated and confusing because I'm a beginner. 100 ELO for someone who never streamed before. Fair enough. I respect it. I told you, Streamlabs is a much easier to use program. That's what it's designed for, right? D5's often good, yes. Why does the engine hate it here? It hates it because it says knight g4 is winning on the spot. It hates it because you have a better option. Because knight g4 is supposedly fantastic, which makes sense, because what do you do about this pawn? What do you do here? This pawn and this pawn. Checkmate. Except it's not checkmate, but... Knight g4, it's just, what do you do? I'm threatening two pawns, neither of which you want to lose. This rook is misplaced, this knight is misplaced, this bishop is misplaced. This bishop is miserable. When you play d5, you open the bishop. Which isn't a bad thing. It's worth it to play d5. It's worth it for black. However, it is something that you do. Here, just why? You can play d5 at any point. You have no reason to play d5 right now. I can wait. Give me a pawn. Give me a pawn, any pawn. Because, like, again, what move do you play here? f3, queen b6. Exactly. Exactly. And that is big problems. Huge problems. That's resignable. So f3 is unplayable. I actually just finished my first stream. Hey, congratulations. A good success, no crashes or lag spikes. I played Puzzles for an hour. Excellent. Well, that sounds like a success. Bishop e3. Okay, bishop e3. So computer says knight takes e3. I would just play bishop takes h4. Because I'm like, okay, that move didn't do anything. I'm taking over the world. Now I take here. This looks miserable. No, g3 instead of bishop e3? So now I take, and then this looks miserable. Not instead of bishop e3. Yeah, I got to score 51. Ooh, not bad. Last puzzle, I was like, ooh, I win their last pawn. And so I did rook takes pawn by complete mystical stalemate. Oh, that hurts. That hurts bad. Knight takes supposedly is just better, and then you play bishop takes. But okay, same difference. I didn't even consider knight takes first, but it's very obvious in hindsight. Again, you just really have no good moves. All of your pieces are horribly misplaced as white. This rook on e1 looks stupid. I couldn't sleep the night when I saw him miss this one move. This move, or there's another move? That's soon in the game? Okay, next few moves are now. h5 I despise. It's going to be difficult to find a move I dislike more than h5. Gotta remember this. Again, you have to... The way you have to think about it here is the reason this tactical motif works is because the rook moved to e1, right? So what caused this motif to exist? So first off, it was the opening of the f-file. However, additionally, it was the rook moving to e1 to guard the pawn. And it was... Yeah. And also, to some degree, probably the knight not being able to jump into d5, because that allowed queen b6, if f3, right? h4 was... and h4, but I mean, even if h4 didn't exist in this position. Now, that would be the president I would vote for. Mr. Beast for president. h5 I don't care for at all. I don't understand the purpose. I dislike it from every perspective I can think of. I really have a strong distaste for that move. You create a gaping hole in the middle of your position for no reason. This is such an important square. Why would you give that up? And bishop c4 comes. Ugh. Yo, chat, should I run for president? Yo, chat, how do you feel about war? So let's do a poll. Yeah, let's do a poll to see if we start a war. World War III poll, let's go. Put 1 if you want war. Put 2 if nah. And put 3 if you really don't care. One. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Chillin' Guy, for the follow. Or specifically the 928th Chillin' Guy. Oh, do you have any relation to Chillin' Dude? Or is that like a completely different thing? Like how koala bears aren't a bear, you know? They're like more like a raccoon. Or how peanuts are neither a pea nor a nut. Can we get an L in the chat for Kim Jong-un? Yes. Oh. Ho ho ho. Me and all my homies at Kim Jong. Welcome to my stream where we are dissing Kim Jong-un and trying to get a Twitch streamer to run for president. L-Riz. I didn't know L-Riz was... I was familiar with W-Riz, but... How many streams did it take for you to go to 0 views to like a consistent few? So Vluppy was here at the very start. If you're talking like consistently 2, it took like a month or 2 or something. But I took it very slow. And I'm still taking it very slow. I am smelling the roses. I smell like testosterone. No, okay. Don't have Riz, I just go gorilla mode. You watching... Okay, no, here we go. Just be entertaining. Yeah, it's not that easy because Twitch has a poo-poo recommendation system. So, it's a very kingmaker system. Put the Subway Surfers again? No. Bad chat. Bad. I still don't like h5. And Robert OS, is that an operating system for Robert? Bishop g5, knight g4, takes. Virus is telling her BCNR lore. You just gotta find one of them. She blocked me? Oh, that's her loss. Oh no, wait, her loss is Drake, not BCNR. Never mind. What did I miss? Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing of value. Wasn't the name of the ape? No. Okay, wait, what do we do? F3. Hello, Cold Gold. Long time no see. How you been? Queen takes. Oh, this move. Jim, bro, come on. You're better than this. What is queen takes h4? Been a while, hasn't it? I think so. Unless I've forgotten and you were here like last stream. That's embarrassing. I've done that before. She chaos on my space till I'm marine. Why did I read that? What am I doing? What are we doing here? Honestly, I'm going to be real with you, Jim bro. I am more mad about h5 than I am about queen takes h4. I've seen YouTube, Twitch streams where the guy is like, keep watching and spam in my chat to win free Robux, V-Bucks. I'm about to do a huge giveaway, but it's not actually a stream. It's a video of the guy yapping on loop and hundreds of kids still fall for it. It's depressing. It's depressing, not because the kids are falling for it, but because the kids are in a place where they can fall for it. Kids are stupid. It's not their fault. Okay, let me start that poll for you. You're welcome. Void, do I look like I can do a good innocent little girl voice? Wasn't f3 losing to queen a7? You are absolutely correct, Cold. That is the discussion. Yes? What do you mean yes? You just got here. Well, voted twice. I can rig the vote with channel points. Yeah, that's the idea. I'm trying to be like a real, you know, like a real life vote, you know, just like in real life. You know, wet the whistle and you can make your voice a little more heard. It's against an 1800 chat. I don't care. Well, I'll play another game. It's not my fault that there was one alco-oligarch. I should stop talking. What? Nah, not worth it. I'm grinding for that VIP. At some point, you need to get VIP just from sheer power of takes alone. Unfortunately for you, I'm very stingy with VIP. Just 330k short? That's not that bad. Can I give VIP if I win against you in a game of chess? No. Next question. Yeah, I'm still less mad about queen takes h4 than I am about h5. I really dislike h5 because okay, so queen h4 is a tactical miss. You didn't see queen takes a7 tactically. This isn't a bad move. It's just that this is a good move, right? It's one of those sorts of positions. H5 is just a bad move. It's not, oh, you didn't see the good move. It's this is just a bad move. And so I'm more mad about this. H5 is un-Sicilian. It is. It's un-Sicilian. It's unpositional. It's un-everything. I hate it. Maybe Twitch chat was a mistake. It is possible that human speech was a mistake. H5 sometimes exists in the dragon. This is true. There are H5 lines. It's the Solitus variation specifically. Also in the Dragdorf, you play an early H5 a lot of times. Aren't you in Finland? Join the queue cold, and when it's your turn. No, I'm in fact a Russian spy. Naturally. True, sussy. How you been? The V in my name stands for knowledge. Right. Sometimes I regret having the ability to form sentences. I do too. No, it happens pretty often. I've said some stuff and then thought, you know what? That was a mistake. But, you know. You live and learn and love and laugh and live. I've been doing alright. You passed your exams? I don't know if you're in school, but I assume you are. You didn't finish the game analysis? Wait, didn't I? I guess I didn't. Yeah, this queue is supposed to be for playing me in a game of chess 960, but we get sidetracked a little bit around here. I would blame it on my ADHD, but that's like ableist against myself, so I'm not doing that. Checked up on you because I got a chess competition tomorrow. Oh, really? What sort? Sidetracked a little? Never. Couldn't be me. Or did you? Right, you have to prevent the checkmate. That's just a perpet because he didn't want to try and win. Swiss classical. Ooh, interesting. Any good opposition? Uncle, what was your grades like in high school, but explain in chess terms? In high school. I no life grinded Dvorsky's Endgame manual. And so, while I succeeded, it came at the cost of everything I held dear. I ain't saying that one, Void. Am I too old to be saying this? Yeah, true. We say it like meta-ironically, right? It's the layer of irony like 2 tiers above irony, you know? Explain in Fortnite Riz Party terminology. I was Skibbity, but it came at the cost of my W Riz turning to L Riz. And a phantom tax on my mental health. I need to stop talking. No, I understand. You're welcome. I am intercultural. I am intergenerational right here. Intergenerational trauma is what's happening here. Okay, what am I doing? Oh yes, your game, Callum. It's probably. Yeah, it's your turn. Your game. It's not my fault that the internet is messed up. I'm so sorry your mental health got phantom taxed. You know how it be. Life's still happening? I'm 100 elo above what I was in this game. Okay, cool, cool. Whoa! I mean, I would have just taken it. Give me the free pawn and development of my bishop and let me castle. Knight c3 is also completely reasonable. Because you prevent b5, you prevent d5. You can take it next turn. Completely acceptable. I just would have taken it. Completely acceptable. BlackSheepDeleteChess.com. Hey, calm yourself. That's not how this works. It was probably a mouse slip. There's a 99% chance this is a mouse slip. I'm telling you, man. This is a mouse slip. I've done this mouse slip before and then hated my life. It happens. Every Sicilian player does this once. How to copy PGN from Elite Chess game? Okay, so what you do is you go to the Elite Chess game, you scroll down on the analysis board, and right below the thing that says PGN download annotated, you have this text, and then you just copy all the text, and then you can paste it. You can like whisper it to me. Guys, it was a mouse slip. Garsh. Wait, how did my caption software properly capture Garsh? Is that like an actual word? No, it's not. Okay, well. Goated caption software. Hello, Ree. Have you studied? Good. Just making sure. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. This move I don't care for. So, this isn't a terrible move, but I don't care for it. My guy, everyone already thinks I do weed. I don't want to actually do weed, okay? It's bad enough that everyone thinks I do. Right, they do. I don't know if they do or don't. I think that they think that I think that they think that I do. Fucking Flauichi, 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 Nauichi, Nihilification. Nailed it. He has tried, actually. This is true. Bad influence. Okay. My thought process for that move is to develop the queen and eventually have a super active queen once the position opens. Again, that's fair. It's not a terrible move. But here's my thing, right? Weed isn't bad for you, except it objectively is, because it messes with your serotonin levels in your brain. The last thing I need is less of an ability to do things that I need to do in my life. That is the last thing I need. I already struggle to self-actualize. Addiction to weed does that? What do you mean addiction? Continuous usage of weed, whatever. Okay. And it's like, no, it's like, it's an actual side effect of THC. Trying once or twice does nothing. Oh yeah, because that always ends well. Oh, trust, bro, just try it once. What about shrooms? I don't know any side effects of shrooms. I haven't looked it up. Weed, I just did a high school paper on, so I know a bit more about it. The new Fontaine's DC single? They came out with a new one? I already didn't care for Starburster. Favorite? I'll have to give it a listen. It's way too indie rock. Yeah. See, the thing was, when they deviated from indie rock and kind of had their own style, that's when it was best, you know? Even within the album, Skinty songs like I Love You and Roman Holiday were when they were at their finest. Okay. Rinken Chifles Chetikete Room Uber Wach Shung South Gauberbur Traugunfsgetz. Boom. Got him. Spoken like a true German. Hey, I've had people think I was German, okay? Governor. That one I can do. Okay, so this isn't a bad move. The reason it's bad is because of opportunity cost. It's only bad rural. It's only bad because you have better options, right? It's one of those sorts of things. So what are those better options? Well, the most brain dead easy option is just castles. In general, in chess, castling before you go and have some excitement, best plan. So castling, very easy to justify, very good. Yeah, I can copy the HSP one. Now, another move that can be justified is knight g5, because this pawn is kind of difficult to deal with. It's a little bit weak. However, what I would recommend is actually e5. The reason being, where does this knight go? If it goes to g4, well, if it goes to g4, you actually have bishop takes f7, knight g5, which is very funny. But I wasn't even calculating that. I was just going to go bishop g5 and then like try to push d5 afterwards and capture an absurd amount of space, an obscene amount of space. Bishop takes f7 is even better, but I wasn't even calculating that far. I was just going for this. Give up piece for what exactly? To get your piece. Because check, you move back, and then I take your knight with queen. And I've gotten a free pawn, and your king is uncastled, and this rook is forever enslaved in jail. The truth hurts, but this text-to-speech is crazy, like Fox News, and very suspicious, confusing the audience. Instead, you should always play knife f5. I struggle with when to push the center pawns in this kind of position. That makes sense. What about d6? When? Right now? Problem solved. Heck, something goofy like e6 is probably possible. I actually like this even better. It might not be a better move, but I like it better. Yeah, cold is on it. Go e6. And you're suffocating. Plug the mouse into your phone then, Void. Come on. Make a separate redeem that is paragraph that costs more, a bit more. Yeah, but then I would actually have to read the stuff people said. Right now, if someone sends something cringe in the word redeem, I could just ignore it and be like, oh, it's just a word. I don't have to read the entire thing as a cope. Oh, I didn't think of that. Why plugging a mouse into a phone is a thing? I have no idea. That's not my problem. That's his problem. I don't use a mouse, okay? I use a trackball. The fact that you read other people's word paragraph and you can totally put your mouse on your phone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but if they point it out, I'll just be like, eh. Something, I like them more than you. I don't know, man. Flex. Trackball. See, I can even take the little ball out. Money spread? Never. In Italy? In the Italy. I'm so confused. Right. Export. Swallow the... No. 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 I do not need Twitch chat acting as my external intrusive thoughts. Okay? No. No. Yapping for sure. Math stream when? When I die. I like math, but like recreational math. School math is miserable. Yeah, see, in this position, you have a big space and development advantage. Moves like this, not this, moves like this or this take advantage of your developmental lead by saying, okay, I'm going to put a ton of pressure. And moves like this take advantage of your space lead and say, I'm going to keep taking space and you're going to suffocate. Both are respectable. Chess.com, official chess.com t-shirt. Okay, because I'm a shill. Recreational math's the best. I just finished Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, and that game is like 80% math. So I could have streamed that, but I didn't. Yeah, I'm familiar with the town in Wales. I saw the video of the weather guy saying it. I remember one that time we spent a whole stream talking about a dictionary paradox or something. Good times. Okay, give me a second. Thou shalt check my last message. No. I noticed when setting up for my first stream that there's a really small noticeable lag that would make time scrambles annoying or bullet blitz a little unplayable, but I think I'm playing games exclusively with increment. I should be good, like 15 plus 10. What kind of lag? Like lag in like a network lag? Bro is literally Noah. Lag is lag. Whoa. Callum is harsh tonight. I feel the pieces is a little more slow. That might be your computer. If you're streaming off your desktop, this might be a stupid question. Are you encoding off your CPU or GPU? Okay. Plan fire with sling. Let's quello groch. Lanwisilio goch. Got it. Nailed it. I'm telling you. Okay, $19 Fortnite card. No, we're not doing that. H4 I like. Sure. This is really, we are really spiraling. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. It's a puzzle game that came out like a month ago. It's an indie darling. I would recommend it. It's unique, and it recommends being played with a pen and paper. I don't want to say more because it's one of those games where the less you know about it before you start, the better it is, you know? If a pretentious puzzle game with a interesting story, a good art style, and that requires a pen and paper sounds like something you would enjoy, then you will enjoy it. Where do I have it? I have it as my 9th favorite game ever. Now, my list is incomplete, so it's probably a bit lower, since I know I'm forgetting some games on my list. But I have it as number 9 currently. Suggestion? No. Oh, I think my stream deck just moved. Hit my table a little hard. Okay. Yeah, and see, this is the problem. Is you didn't take advantage of your advantages, and so now they're gone. Noted. We'll try. I just finished it a few days back. It was interesting. Uncle, what do you think about my top favorite songs playlist I made? I told you, I only know 5 of the songs. Now, of the 5 of the songs that I know, I really quite like 4 of them. I never got Igor. I listened through Igor, I just didn't get it. But that was before I listened to as much rap as I do now, so maybe I would get it better now. But sheesh. I love Portal 2. Portal 2 I have as my 15th favorite game of all time, but I haven't put that much time in it because I played it mostly on Xbox 360, and so that didn't have custom levels, right? What are the 4? Let me check. I am not reacting to TikToks on my channel. I would rather die. Okay, give me a second. What is this, music channel? Okay. I know The Less I Know The Better, which is very vibey, good song. Slow Dancing in the Dark, which I remember liking, although I haven't listened to it in a long time, so I don't remember super well. Bound 2, which, I mean, Kanye is one of the best producers ever. He really is. Even if his lyrics sometimes leave something to be desired. My Way is one of my favorite Frank Sinatra songs. You know, Tame Impala is just one guy. I mean, I assume that because Tame Impala sounded like the name of a person. Frank Sinatra is epic. Some custom loves are really hard, like takes years to understand hard. Yeah, I could see it. I know a little bit about custom levels, like enough that I've seen that there's some really interesting people doing some really interesting stuff. This I hate. You take with this knight. Unlock blocks the rook, does not unblock the king's path to the rook's path to the king. Knight takes, you take him with the c knight's painful. Yeah. Again, Kanye's a producer first and a rapper second, you know? And so when I accepted that, I started enjoying his music a lot more because, man, his production chops are insane. White did not take advantage of their advantage, and so they lost it. No, I mean, they got it back afterwards, but... Okay. Not sure if I care for this. Rook takes f7 was a little bit premature. Queen d6 to me is very natural. I don't have a top songs list. I'm currently working on my album of the year page. And so I've gotten around 30 something albums rated there so far. Ranked, you know? And so I have some top albums, but I don't have any top songs yet. Speaking of which, I need to add another album because I just re-listened to an album earlier today. I regret everything. I regret having eyes. Queen D8 here looks nice. Queen D8 does look nice. Queen D8 is definitely best. Here it just, yeah. And then, luckily your opponent felt mercy and decided not to play this and win on the spot. Regret. True. I don't believe in luck, especially in chess, but you did get off kind of lucky here. Never mind. Never mind. Man. Here, and it's not at all obvious how to proceed. I have nothing by Whitney Houston. I probably have heard it, but I just don't recognize the name. It's a very weird game. I think you go spend more time, but just in general, you didn't push your advantages as hard as you should have. You kind of just played normal chess after your opponent gave you the keys to the kingdom. And so, while by and large your moves weren't terrible, they really left a lot on the table. Clearly, white was cheated. Clearly. He's got very impressive vocal control. You know, seeing all these Gen Alpha memes really makes me realize what we sounded like during the MLG era. That's an interesting take. It's a correct take. I can tell you a bunch of songs that would definitely be on that. I couldn't make the entire list, but I could name quite a few songs that would for sure be there. Etched Headplate by Burial from the album Untrue would be there. Concord from Ants from Up There by Black Country New Road would be on there. Something from Harry Chapin. I can't decide. Depends on the day. Mr. Tanner, Cats in the Cradle, Taxi, Roses, oh, sorry, Flowers Are Red, The Rock. One of those would be on there. I don't know which one. It depends on the day. Above the Place Where You Inserted Late. At this point, yeah. That's fair, Rexport. It is your favorite album. Ciao, Jim Bro. Pleasure having you in stream, despite the interesting messages. Try Us Cold, come on. Then there would probably also be... it's hard. Those are the ones that would be for sure. Other than that, it gets a lot more difficult. American Pie might be on there. If we're just doing top 10 songs. This is true. Place feels more grand. I agree, but as I've listened more to Ants from Up There over and over again, I really have appreciated Concord's very, like, intentional growth. Indian classical music? Ah, well, in that case, I wouldn't know any of it. But you're not my only Indian viewer, so. How did the ants get up there? Well, it depends on your interpretation of the album's themes. On the Concorde? But yes, probably that. Concorde makes me tear up more than Place does. I'm a vocalist? Oh, really? That's super cool. Okay, the Schmidt. Isn't this the Mises? Okay. Or is the Mises a different line? Okay, I thought it was the Mises. At one point I studied the Scotch, but it's been a long time. Haldern is amazing. Again, for me, it's a toss-up between Haldern, Concorde, and Place. At this point, I'm leaning towards Concorde, but it depends. It changes. Favorite variation? The Mises is crazy. It's insane. Yeah. See, I can decide, but it just changes day to day. What song from Mad Villainy would be highest? All Caps would be up there. Accordion would be up there. Meat Grinder would be up there. Figaro would be up there. I don't know. Figaro I don't have as high as those other ones. Tell me when to play? Sure. I like Figaro. I really do. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think it would be up with those other ones I mentioned. Troglodyte makes sense. I like that. Troglodyte's good. Roman Holiday. Oh, I Love You by Fontaines would also be there. Ooh. Maybe Neon Gravestones by 21 Pilots. It's a bit of a normie pick, but I'm a normie, so it's fine. Would One Beer be above all those? One Beer is definitely vibiest, but I don't know if that means I think it's best. Does that make sense? I think you're probably right, Rexport. It's one of those things. It's one of those things that we're not, even if we see something as great in the future, we're not going to see anything quite like it. Like, even if we do see something that manages to reach that level, I don't know if we're going to see anything else that does the same thing. Where's my... I mean, Neon Gravestones is like alt pop. Curls is also good. I would probably put All Caps, not gonna lie. All Caps as my Mad Villainy song. Define pop track? Exactly. It usually goes G3, G6, so it's a bit lost after cast long since it's been a long time since I've checked on this variation. It looks really weird, but that's this entire line. This line is very difficult. It's part of the reason I stopped playing the Scotch, because this line just hurts my brain to play. Super cool though. Yeah, but like, it's 21 Pilots pop. Because I've heard them called alt rock, but they're definitely big enough. Like, again, because pop is just what's popular, right? They have pop songs? Well, Neon Gravestones isn't one of their pop songs, I don't think. This is my favorite line. I can see it. It's a very cool line. Bad Romance is hyper pop, not pop. I think there's a difference. Ooh. Yeah, Bad Romance. Lady Gaga is like quintessential hyperpop. Call Me Maybe best pop song? Based. No, 100x is hyperpop. 100x is hyperpop, but Lady Gaga was like the front runner, the groundbreaker in hyperpop. Call Me Maybe being best pop song is a very good take. Because that is absolutely pop. Without a doubt. Hundred Gex is hyperpop, of course, but Lady Gaga was first. Well, not first, but one of the first. Saying first is hard because, you know, it's hard to be first in anything. But wasn't hyperpop specifically named after 100 Gex? I have no idea, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, the Mises is hard for both colors. That's why I respect it. I dislike it because I just don't enjoy the character of the positions. Not because it's bad. It isn't. I mean, maybe, but that still doesn't change the fact that Lady Gaga was one of the frontrunners in hyperpop. And that might be true, Cold Gold. Different people work in different positions. I think I play well in principled but imbalanced positions. At least that's what I feel like. Hero's just being stubborn. Well, I mean, this is a very good endgame for you, so I don't think you should be complaining. I disagree. Because to my knowledge, hyperpop is loosely defined as the genre which tries to deal with pop's failures as a genre, not by trying to become more sincere, more down to earth, and more intimate, but more grandiose, more loud, more hollow, and become hollow enough and loud enough and grandiose enough that you end up making something meaningful out of the nothingness that used to be pop. Again, instead of trying to dissect pop and rebuild it, which is what you see a lot of modern musicians doing, you're just trying to expand. I could be wrong, but this is just what I've heard hyperpop to be. Hyperpop is a loosely defined electronic music movement and microgenre that predominantly originated in the United Kingdom during the early 2010s. It is characterized by a maximalist or exaggerated take on popular music, and artists within the microgenre typically integrate pop and avant-garde sensibilities while drawing on elements commonly found in electronic hip-hop and dance music. That sounds like Lady Gaga. Does that not sound like Lady Gaga to you? Like, if you're going to describe Lady Gaga as something, it will be avant-garde. It loses pretty immediately. I mean, I see your point, but the issue is... The issue is I have night check. If I saw this funny video, it really doesn't sound like Lady Gaga to me. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. I saw this funny video where these guys came into contact with a tribe that has been isolated from human society. They brought a TV to show them stuff outside of their tribe. When they showed a video of snow, people in the tribe didn't recognize what it was. When they showed a video of Michael Jackson, they're like, "Oh, Michael Jackson, I know that guy." Michael Jackson is more well known than snow. Well, he's Michael Jackson, so you know. It's a really cute idea, Cold. I like it a lot. And if we are stupid, and let's say, not here, here, then your tactic works, right? It doesn't work specifically because the king is on d7. If the king were on d8, then your tactic works. White would actually have to take the pawn back to not lose. Because knights are very, very bad at stopping past pawns. But in the position as it currently stands, white has this check, and so takes here, he can go check and then come back to b3 and get to the a1 square in time. It's very close, though. I was planning on taking the pawn there. Yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm just saying, it was just interesting to talk about. Hey, I've been wrong before about many things. I'll be wrong again. I'll take the L. Maybe Lady Gaga is not hyperpop. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, how does white win here? Okay, so computerless and just thinking about myself. My gut tells me sack the knight for c5, bring the king in and take f5, and then win because you have like 4 pawns for the knight. Well, yeah, but Money Machine is definitely more hyperpop than Lady Gaga is. My point is that Lady Gaga is the forebearer to hyperpop. I could be wrong about that too. Yeah, my gut tells me sack the knight for the pawn. Or a6 first. Looks like it doesn't work. Shame. Yeah, because you have knight e4. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, knight e4, knight g3 is the problem. Knight is an N. Which is stupid, but you don't really have another choice. The Weeknd or Bruno Mars? I would say The Weeknd. I don't think it's that close. I think The Weeknd's voice is better, and his instrumentation is consistently more interesting, and his lyricism is, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's... Yeah, but The Weeknd is The Weeknd. No. If you're not, I don't think sacking the pawn is the play here, because if you sack the pawn, I don't see how you get in. Okay, so if that doesn't work, maybe. Maybe king d3, knight d1, knight e3. King d3, knight e1, knight d1, knight e3. And you pressurize f5. And then when the knight moves back, you walk your king into a4. And at the right time, you play knight d5 and b6. I say knight to e3 first before you bring in the king. Because I think if you bring in the king too early, then this knight will be able to cause trouble over here. And so bringing in the knight first is important. To force the knight to stay guarding the f5 pawn. So I would say first you pin the knight to the f5 pawn. You make sure it can't move, and then you bring in the king. That would be my solution. Just like here. Or like knight f4 stop. Exactly. So I think bringing the knight to e3 to me looks like a very safe way of trying to play for the win. According to the computer, though, black has a6, which I'm not going to lie to you, I don't fully understand. Uh-huh. So evidently you're supposed to play a6 first, and then maybe this plan works. Yeah, then knight d1. Okay, so you play a6 first to prevent black from playing a6, then you go for this. I did hear about that. Not like us 5 times in a row. That's crazy. And that's 5 times in a row, not counting the fact that he repeated the first verse of Not Like Us like 4 times in the first time he played Not Like Us. Crazy. Yeah, so you play a6 and then you go knight d1, king d3, knight e3, and then walk your king in. And eventually black's going to be in Zugzwang. Right? King c7, king d3, king b6, knight e3. The thing is, you can't go in here. Oh, that was brutal. So, either way, g7, I was going to say king c3, king c7, king d3, king 6, king a4. Again, Kendrick has so definitively won this entire thing. It's crazy. Now 96, knight d5 is actual mate. That's what I'm telling you. That's my point. This position, a6 first makes sense. In hindsight, you don't want black playing a6 because this pawn being here doesn't create any meaningful weaknesses. And so then you go here, here, here. This pawn is forever pressured, and then you walk your king in. So that's my way of winning this. The computer probably has a better idea. Let's see. Knight d3, sure. Knight e5, sure. King d3 and he resigns. Okay, fair enough. Knight Rexplore. Yeah, I'm going to be leaving in like 5 minutes. So let's blitz through this. So that's it. Lost on time? Oh yeah, well. It's fair enough. It is a short stream because I have to pack and I have to leave at like 7:30 tomorrow. Gold, how do you feel about a blitz game? Night Void. Well, I try to rate people within the same category, Ree, because it's much better for viewer retention. Ciao, Void. Okay, so shoot me a challenge. Drake's just towards Kendrick. Those lines said, yeah. Again, pretty convincing. Standard's fine. I don't care. It's not a big deal. Yeah, no. This was a pretty definitive victory for Kendrick. I don't know anything about this position. I'm just playing, have a little bit of fun. So I'm probably going to end up playing this significantly incorrectly. But, let me cook. Again, it's just, man. I think we all expected that Kendrick would win to some degree, but I didn't expect it to be this much of a blowout. Night, Ree. It was just, crazy, man. Crazy. mean, it's Drake's own fault. I don't understand what he was expecting to happen. Because here's the thing. Like in back-to-back and his other previous beef, which I can't remember, he won because he made a catchy tune and he kind of won a popularity battle pretty much, right? He didn't even try to make a catchy, other than push-ups. Push-ups are pretty catchy, but like Family Matters, and especially the Heart Part 6, but that at that point was already over. Family Matters wasn't like catchy and like, oh, had a cool flow or whatever. It was so weird. From a match strategy perspective, it was so weird. I think like push-ups, I'm not going to say push-ups was good, but push-ups was interesting from a match strategy perspective. Like, okay, very psychological in nature, very disrespectful, which I don't think is a bad thing, right? What push-ups was no. Sorry, I was talking Taylor Made. Push-ups was just good. I think push-ups was the strongest diss of the beef. He just did a good job in push-ups, if you ask me. No, push-ups was solid in general. It's just in hindsight it wasn't because of how good Euphoria was. The only problem push-ups had was that it was competing with Euphoria. That's it. Pre-Euphoria, push-ups went hard. Yeah, I can see that. Euphoria was very good. I could see it. Again, so in a Euphoria-less world, push-ups was fine. I would even go as far as to say push-ups was good. Unfortunately for the Drizzter, we do not live in a Euphoria-less world. And so push-ups was a disaster. That's a good line. That was a good bar. So it's like, okay, push-ups failed. But okay, no, we were forgetting the order of operations. So first it was like that. Like that was just strong. There was no new information. It was just basically saying, Gigi Goo Goo, your song bad. But it was a very creative way of saying Gigi Goo Goo, your song bad. Right? So nobody cared. I know I don't care. Right? And then we had 7-minute drill, which 7-minute drill is very funny. Not because it was supposed to be. But because the album is called Might Delete Later. And so already we on a point where Kendrick was in a unfortunate spot. Give me 1 second. I'm so stupid. I forgot. I was trying to take this first and then play. Oh, that was stupid. Twitch now has banner ads. Imagine not having a Pi-hole instance. Imagine not having set up Pi-hole and so not seeing any ads ever. Hello, pigeons. And I just casually gave you my queen. In the last, what is this, 24 hours? Yeah, in the last 24 hours, I've blocked 961 ad queries. See if Revance has a mod available. I'm pretty sure. Let me just. You want to see my miniature? Sure, send it. Let me just. Yeah. Nope, not seeing banner ads. I mean, that might just because I'm not showing them, because to be fair, I get fewer ads here, because lower value customers. Ah, right. Hey, congrats, pigeons. That's so cool. Here we go. Let me throw this in the... Okay, so I was winning for Queen E4, right? Yeah, just F3. I was thinking... Okay. I wasn't. I was talking about the Kendrick Drake beef. Who's after this? Sussy left. Chilling left. Okay, that was the last two. Good. Because I got places to be. Youth Chess Championship starts tomorrow, and I'm coaching. For like 2 whole people. Yeah, okay, just getting views being a piece of junk. Here we go. You've been spotted. You've been ousted. Abort. Okay. I was not aware that Bishop C4 is a move here. Wait, I'm stupid. What color were you here? You were black in this game, Mr. Gold? Of the cold variety? Okay, I thought so. Oh, gosh. I'm unfamiliar with this. So, stupid question. Why didn't you take the knight? How bad is this? Okay, knight g5 is a problem. Okay, yeah, knight g5, I guess. So you either give back the pawn or you allow knight g5. Yeah, that makes sense. It's uncomfortable. Computers say you can play f6, but that's ugly. Evidently, you can play c6, d5 as well. That looks far more natural. d6 runs into the same problem. Knight g5 and oh, spaghettios. Big problems. That's why you need to find a way to deal with f7 first, right? So the two ways the computer says are the computer way, which is f6. No human would ever want to play f6 here. It's hideous. Or the much more natural way of playing c6 followed by d5, right? That makes more sense to me. Okay, I see it though. Here's my thing. Here's my issue, right? I feel like the heck is f6? A computer move. I feel like you're moving the knight backwards, so you're not solving your development issues. If you take, you're just you're just wasting a tempo. You're just giving him another developed piece. Now, I guess you're not opening the bishop. Okay, there's some argument. I see your point. Yeah, and you're allowing d5 as well. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. The more I look at it, the more I agree with you. Knight f6, sure. Okay, that's creative. Knight f6 is prep. Okay, good, good, good. Again, I get it now. The more I see it, the more it makes sense. Okay, knight f6 here wasn't prep. Why didn't you play bishop e6? I'm so confused. Am I missing something? Knight f6 here was dumb. Okay. Bishop e6 looks very natural. I forgot bishop e6 was the thing. Fair enough. Knight f6, and then now knight. I really would have thought with king. Not king, with bishop, sorry. And then you have to move your king. Oh, and he just blundered his queen. Nice. Oh, that's a nice move. That's nice. Why are you quoting random Bible verses? That, okay, so I'm going to time you out for 1 second because that looks like a bot. If you're not, say something, but oh, Moss, never mind, you're not a bot. Sorry. That's a beautiful move. I see why I want to show this game now. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, okay, then. Unfortunately, Moss, I have to leave. We got places to be. The Youth Chess Championships of Macedonia starts tomorrow. And I am going to be acting as a coach, and so I have to get up and leave tomorrow at whatever time I have to leave at tomorrow. 7:30. So, what's your rating? My rating, I don't know, I'm not playing, I'm coaching. My little brother's playing. He's got good chances. It's very exciting. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Sorry it was so short, sorry it was so late. I will get back on things when I get back, because I'll have more time and I'll be less busy. Because I had like so much stuff happening, man. I've been so busy with like, first it was exams, then it was our nonprofit was doing a camp that I was helping with. Then you had this chess tournament. Before that, you had like a birthday and a anniversary and like a whole bunch of stuff. I've been giga busy. Anywho, good night.